Good evening and welcome to the Ogden City Council meeting for Tuesday, November 19th, 2013. Let the roll call reflect that all council members are present, with the exception of Councilmember Wicks, who is asked to be excused. We'd also like to recognize and welcome Councilmember-elect Marcia White, who's with us here tonight also. Welcome. Now I'll turn the time over to Vice Chair Garner for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Would everyone please rise and repeat after me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. We now ask that you join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. First up, we have two recognitions. The first is Honorary Mayor of Christmas Village, and Councilmember Van Hoosier will read that joint proclamation.
It is my distinct pleasure to read this to Casey. Casey grew up with my kids on the same street in Shadow Valley, and we've got a lot of wonderful, funny memories. So this is a joint proclamation of Ogden City Council and the Mayor declaring November the 30th, 2013 as Casey Scott Day in Ogden City. Whereas Casey was born and raised in Ogden, he attended Grandview Elementary School, Mount Ogden Middle School, and Ogden High School. He was very active in high school and participated on the football and diving teams, pole vaulting, and according to him, was well known for his breakdance moves. I can attest to that. And whereas Casey's father, Mike, worked as host for an Ogden radio show and Casey followed in his footsteps, he attended Utah State University, where he studied broadcast journalism and is now a well-known and loved KUTV Channel 2 news television personality. And whereas he continues to be heavily involved in our community, Casey has volunteered with numerous local events and charities and provides media coverage for many of these events through his work on Channel 2 News. He also volunteers as the MC for the Christmas Village and other community events. He substantially supports the commitment to Ogden City and then have caused Casey to be one of the few individuals to receive an honorary key to the city of Ogden from Ogden's mayor. And whereas Casey is married to Jeannie, and together they have 3 beautiful children, 2 daughters and 1 son. They also have 3 dogs, a Maltese, an English Bulldog, and a Chihuahua. And whereas every year, like so many others, Casey and his family walk through Christmas Village and enjoy the sights, sounds, and smells of the holiday season. Throughout his entire life, he has attended, promoted, and volunteered for and loved Christmas Village. He has expressed that Christmas Village is a unique and wonderful family tradition that cannot experience anywhere but in Ogden. Now, whereas Mayor Michael P. Caldwell and Ogden City Council do hereby proclaim November the 30th, 2013 as Casey Scott Day. I move that we adopt this joint proclamation for Casey Scott Day.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilmember Van Hoosier to adopt this joint proclamation declaring Casey Scott as honorary mayor of Christmas Village and proclaiming November 30th, 2013 as Casey Scott Day in Ogden City, and a second from Vice Chair Garner. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passes.
Congratulations,
Come on
Casey.
up.
Yeah, we all want to shake your hand. Start. Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not nervous at all behind that microphone, are you?
We want a picture?
Yep.
Okay.
Tuck a shoulder in.
How he's just cash.
I'm really never really at a loss for words, and today I am, because I don't know about you guys, but I truly, truly love Ogden, and I think everyone here does, because that's why you're doing what you're doing. There's so many stories to tell. I mean, I went to school with Bart. I grew up with Miss Van Hoosier and Kelly, and they raised me, and I am who I am because of Ogden. And when I went up to Utah State, and you travel outside of Ogden, it's hard to explain Ogden to people who don't know Ogden. But if you're from Ogden, you get Ogden, and there's no better place. And so to be recognized by this committee and this council and Ogden and my peers, it really does mean the world to me, and this means the world to me. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you all, and I do not take this for granted, and this is one of the coolest things ever, and I've done a lot of cool stuff, and so I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Casey, if you'd like this kind of.
Yeah, and
Get it out of here.
I won't end in a scandal. Almost positive. Almost, yeah.
Okay. We have one other recognition, and that's the Buy in Ogden, and we'll have Councilmember Gochner read that for us.
Okay. This joint resolution is challenging citizens to join the Ogden City Council and Mayor in doing holiday shopping within Ogden city limits. Whereas this holiday season, the Ogden City Council and Mayor Caldwell invite everyone to be aware of the benefits that come from buying locally and to focus this year's holiday shopping and dining in Ogden city limits. And whereas this is a great opportunity to contribute to our local economy and well-being, many do not realize that making a conscious effort to purchase within the city can foster local economic growth, enhance product convenience, make shopping areas more vibrant and less susceptible to crime, and lessen environmental impacts that come from traveling to shop. And whereas shopping locally causes sales tax dollars to stay in Ogden and provide a direct benefit to city residents. These tax dollars help Ogden City not only continue city services, but improve the city in which we work, live, learn, and play. And whereas we proudly promote holiday shopping and dining at businesses in Ogden, as this will help encourage our community to unite together as we invest in our great city. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Ogden City Council and Mayor are committed to focus on buying in Ogden during this holiday season and challenge all citizens, especially the Christmas Village Committee, to participate in this endeavor by shopping primarily in stores located throughout the city. We acknowledge and are grateful for the efforts of Local First Ogden and all other community groups who help promote shopping in Ogden. And with that, I'll make a motion to adopt this resolution.
I'd second it.
We have a motion from Councilmember Gochner to adopt Joint Resolution 2013-18 and a second from Councilmember Van Hoosier. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Next on the agenda is appointments. The Christmas Village Committee. The consideration and appointment of Brenda Burrup to the Ogden City Christmas Village Committee. Does anyone present that, or we just take a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve this appointment.
I second it.
We have a motion from Vice Chair Garner and a second from Councilmember Stevens. This is a voice vote. Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes.
And is Brenda here?
Brenda here? Great. Come on.
Great. We welcome you to this committee and thank you.
Chair, Brenda's one of our enthusiastic IT employees, and she does a wonderful job. We're excited that she'll bring a lot of enthusiasm to Christmas Village.
Great. Welcome. And thank you.
And I guess I just want to add, thanks to all of the Christmas Village people for coming, and you guys work hard. Thank you for what you do.
Cool sweatshirts this year.
Those are cool.
And the other thing is you guys all support each other, and it's so nice to see a committee come forward like you do every year for the induction of the mayor, but also for the fact that you're on the committee and you come together. We appreciate it.
And I think they introduced the Christmas spirit into our community, and I appreciate that also.
Yeah. Thank you for all you do.
You got this great mayor now to lead the Christmas village.
Okay, next up is a request to be on the agenda. We'll have a presentation by Executive Director Lynn Goodwin of the Elizabeth Stewart Treehouse Museum.
And I'm not soloing. I brought my partners.
I'm Sylvia Kobabe. I'm chair of the Board of Trustees at Treehouse, and Sherry Walker is also here. She's a member of our board and also the committee chair of our Early Learning Initiative Committee. And so we're excited to come before you tonight and tell you about the wonderful project that we've undertaken. We have an appropriation from the legislature to create an activity book to give to all of the children that are 3, 4, and 5 in Weber County, to encourage their parents and grown-ups that they're the first teacher and help kids be better ready for kindergarten. So we're going to tell you about that tonight. We'll turn the time over first to Lynn.
Thank you. And we brought a handout for you to make it a little easier. This is a project that we're really excited about, and we welcome the opportunity to come and talk with you about it. And we want everyone to know about this project because we think it has real importance to our community and to the future of our community. We have been around for 21 years, Treehouse Children's Museum has. And if you know us, you know that our focus is on stepping into a story with children, making the arts and history come alive for children, and that's what our focus for a long time has been. But this project unites everything we've been doing for all those 2 decades with something that's really important to us, and that's early learning. And the project we're proposing is called the Early Learning Initiative. Not just proposing, we're doing. We're carrying it out now. We have been working hard. We saw a need in the community, and actually we first learned about it through United Way. They sent out information about the need in our community. The children were in Ogden and Weber School District were not coming prepared to learn in kindergarten. And you know, if you're a parent or grandparent, that kindergarten is more vital than ever, and many of the skills that were taught originally in first grade are now focused on in kindergarten. So kindergarten readiness is really, really important. And I think it's about 70% of the children last year in Ogden School District were not prepared for kindergarten, and about 38% in Weber County. And about 75% of the children in our community who are eligible for preschool programs are not really involved in anything. They're either cared for at home, or they don't really do a formal kind of preschool program, and we're not advocating for or against that. What we're focused on is helping parents and caregivers who are with these children being prepared to help them learn what they need to know for succeeding in kindergarten. So we want to provide something that helps parents be that first and most important teacher. And we know that 85% of the brain development happens in the first years before kindergarten starts. We know that talking to your child, carrying on conversations, reading to your child, all of that is critically important, and we want to make sure that parents know that and know how easy it is to do, even for families with varying economic backgrounds. It's easy to do. And so our goal was to be mindful of those needs and then to focus on things that Treehouse could do well. We have a lot of strengths over the 2 decades that we've been doing this. We have learned a lot. We're known nationally, recognized with awards around the country for the quality of our programming and our exhibits, and we felt like the time was right. You know, as a nonprofit, the first 5 years, and it's true for any business too, first 5 years you're never sure if you're going to keep the doors open, and for us it was a little bit longer than that. The first 7 years in the mall we weren't sure what was going to happen, and then we finally hit our stride and the mall went under. So we had to relocate to a different different building. As you remember, we did the miracle on 23rd Street where we moved in 2 weeks and reopened over Christmas. And then we had to raise money for a new building. And so all of that took lots of time. But we're finally to the point in our lives as an organization that we felt like we'd take leadership on a really important initiative in our community and give back. And this is that project. We also have really strong partnerships already in place with both Ogden and Weber School District. We've worked with them for 21 years, providing school field trips for about 20,000 school children every year. And so we have the depth of partnership. We can do this. We also have a really unique partnership with a children's book illustrator. Over the years, we have brought in wonderful children's book illustrators to Treehouse, and one of our favorites is from San Francisco. Her name is Ashley Wolf. She's written and illustrated over 60 children's book titles. She loves Treehouse. She loves Ogden. In fact, when she was here a couple of weeks ago, she was looking at houses, so she might relocate here, who knows. But she was really excited to talk with me about an early learning project. And she said, you know, I own all the rights to the artwork for the Miss Bendergarten Gets Ready for Kindergarten book series, which are, I think there are 6 titles, or 7 titles now, plus some early readers that they're just coming out with. And she said, and I know we could get Joseph Slate, who's the author of the Bendergarten books, to get on board too. And so the more we talked about it, the more it seemed like a natural kind of project to use what children already know and love in a format that could help parents teach their children to get ready for kindergarten. And with that framework, with Ashley's saying, let's do this, and Treehouse board, and one thing I forgot to mention is Treehouse has an incredible board. Sylvia and Sherry are both here representing that board, but we have a lot of expertise on our board to give back to the community. In fact, we have a group of probably the most outstanding kindergarten and first grade educators who are on our board of directors. People like Phyllis Savage and Mitzi Kawaguchi and Sherry, who've been classroom teachers, award-winning teachers for early learning. And so we have that expertise, plus Dr. Eric Gamsel from Weber State is on our board and has really embraced the idea of helping us with the research on early learning. So with all that in place, we went to the legislature and said, this is the project we'd like to do. And lo and behold, we got an appropriation. So they got really excited about it. They figured out that it was great. We also went to RAMP and said, we want to start this, whether or not we get the appropriation, and we got the money from RAMP to do that too. So we actually have funding to make it possible. And it is the most exciting project because it's multifaceted. Sherry's going to tell you about one part of it, which is the book we're working on, the activity book that we're doing in cooperation with Ashley. But there's more than that. We're distributing that book free of charge to any parent or grandparent who says, I have a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, or 5-year-old who lives in Ogden City, Weber County area. We'll give them the book, and now it's evolved to not just a book. Sherry will tell you more about that. But we also are developing 3 interactive children's exhibits that will be able to travel eventually, we hope, once they're at Treehouse, based on the Miss Bendergarten book. So the first one is a circus one that deals with colors and shapes, primarily, but geared for children based on the Miss Bendergarten has a circus at school. And then the second one we're going to open is Miss Bendergarten has a wild day at school, and it's about animals. And then we're also doing one, Miss Bendergarten celebrates 100 days of kindergarten, which is a counting and number exhibit. And they're beautiful. They're really fun. Ashley's helping us paint all the artwork so it looks like you stepped right into one of those books. And in addition to that, we're also doing free celebrations at the museum for families with children who are starting kindergarten, so they remember how important it is to be at school, not just be ready for school, but to go to school and attend, because that's an important part. We're going to work with both Ogden and Weber District. We've signed memorandums of understanding with both of them. They're going to encourage their kindergarten teachers to ask at Kindergarten Roundup and to distribute the books if they have actually are interested in using the book. And We've made a list of where we're going to distribute them throughout the community. We'd love to have your help in distributing them. One of the ways we'd like to do that is through the utility bills. If you will put something in there about it being available to families, we would appreciate that. That's certainly an easy way. We hope you'll help us. But we're also going to do celebration of the 100th day of kindergarten in 2015 to celebrate the fact that kindergarten teachers need to be recognized more and appreciated more, and we'll do that at the museum. But there'll be a whole series of these. We're working with cities who attended a WACOG meeting where we made a presentation. We're going to do a couple of special celebrations just in their community for just their preschool population to help get the books out too. So we're looking at all kinds of ways to do that. We think this is such an exciting project, and we hope you will too. One important piece that we've been working hard on is the book, and Sherry is the chair of the committee that's been putting that part together.
Thank you. I don't know how aware you have been. As a nationwide movement, there's a lot of talk about early learning initiatives and the unpreparedness that a lot of our children have. So we've been very excited. We've kind of looked at this actually for several years, wanting to do more, and by receiving the money appropriated to us by the legislature, we're so excited to be able to finally get this in action. When she says committee has worked on this, it is not me. It is a committee. We have a magnificent talented committee because we have from college professors all the way through to every level of education that have been working on this booklet. As you can well imagine, we started with a mountain of skills and things that we would like to be able to teach these children and their parents at the same time. So we would come to our committee meetings, and as Lynn said, Dr. Eric Amsel would come with assignments for us from, as a professor level, here's the research and here's what we need to do to make sure we incorporate this into all the things that we want to offer for our children and their families. And so we've whittled it down and we've whittled it down. I don't know how many of you have had an opportunity to look at the booklets that just the state of Utah core curriculum requirements are. It's at least 200 pages of items that families would need to know to have their child prepared to ready to go to kindergarten. That's a little intimidating, especially for the socioeconomic people that we serve within our community. That's a huge variety of being able to get all of those skills accomplished. So that's what we're trying to do with this. We've had a wonderful time in being able to bring this down to a level that is easy for the child, is exciting for the child, and very subtly, it's a book that is an interactive book for parents to become involved in. They have to be a part of this booklet that we've created. It literally is an interactive book. In the back of the pages, we have perf sections that are going to be able to be cards that they can use for using, the activities that we have listed. Just to whittle down the activities that we had was a huge task. Ashley, we're so grateful to have her as a part of our team because she is a very talented author and illustrator. And so she's going to make all of the hard work we've done look wonderful. And she just spent 2 or 3 days with us. We had a week with her. And just the 2 or 3 days that she had, she made us look like we had really created something magnificent. And it is. We're very, very excited about it. But as I say, we're excited to be able to have the community take part of that. And we had a wonderful meeting with an honorary committee that we had just last week who are excited to join with us, as Lynn said, United Way and Weber State. And one of the things I'm very excited about, having been a retired teacher, we have some methods to track this. Is it going to benefit these children and families? And so by working with Ogden Weber districts and by working with Weber State, we're going to utilize students from Weber State who are going to be in our schools. We'll see the results of all of this effort. So we're excited about it.
Part of your handout is a little booklet, a sample kind of couple of pages that Ashley put together while she was here. And it's just a draft, but we thought it would be helpful maybe to have talking points if people ask you about this or you want to tell somebody about it, to say this is what it's going to look like with the illustrations and the rhyme on one side and the activities for the parent and child to do together on the right-hand side. And we are going to do a translation of all the activities into Spanish that will be available to families if they want the Spanish Spanish language version too. And as I mentioned, it's not just the book anymore. We've got, and not just the exhibits, although those are key parts of it. We've also expanded. Now we're going to put a copy of the actual book that inspired all of this. The first one, Miss Kindergarten Gets Ready for Kindergarten, in a book bag, along with the activity book that we produce, along with rulers and scissors and crayons and things that the family might need to do all the activities in the book. And every kindergarten child getting ready for kindergarten, 3, 4, and 5, who lives in the area can have one of these with funding from other partners. We have funding in place for a lot of what we want to do, but as you can imagine, that's a lot of children that we're talking about. And so we're looking at other local partners who are going to help us with sponsorship of the book bag or things that go in the book bag that we'll distribute. Sure. And we wanted to let you know about it. On the last page of your handout, there's a contact information about the project and my name and number and our website. We'll be working on this over the next little bit. And what we're really here to ask you for is your support of the project. We'd like you to endorse it. We'd like you to agree to let us work with you to distribute information about the book to citizens in Ogden so that they can get the book. And we'll be back to ask you to declare a Miss Kindergarten Day in Ogden when we are ready to open the first exhibit before school starts next August. And we hope that you will work with us on that. We'd love to have any other ways that you can see that the city could be involved or support it. We would love to talk to you because we think this is going to be a big initiative. And our goal long term is to go back to the legislature with the numbers, the data that Sherry talked about to show that we've made a difference for children in our community, and then perhaps even go statewide with the project that started here in Ogden. Do you have any questions for us?
Quite an undertaking.
It is. It's a big project.
It is a very...
Yeah.
Appreciate your passion for our little kids. That's really great.
Share that passion. Yeah. So.
I think the most valuable tool we have is education, and if we can educate the next generation down, then we're better off as a community in that aspect there.
I think so too.
And Lynn, I personally appreciate it. My occupation is dealing with children every day, and recently I was at a neurological workshop for primary children's, and they really talked about early brain development, and I think those statistics are so important to get out to parents to say this is really, where the foundation begins. This is your job. Right. So thank you.
You'll be hearing more about it. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is approval of minutes. First, the study session of July 2nd, 2013, the closed executive session of July 30th, 2013, and the work session of August 27th, 2013. Councilmember Van Hoosier.
Chair Blair, I've reviewed these minutes and find them to be correct.
Next is the regular meeting of June 25th, 2013, the study session of September 3rd, 2013, and the special meeting of September 10th, 2013. Councilmember Heyer.
Thank you, Chair Blair. I have reviewed those minutes and found them to be an accurate representation of that meeting.
Thank you. Next is the work session of September 17th, 2013, and the regular meeting of September 24th, 2013. Councilmember Stevens.
Yes, Mr. Chair, they're correct.
And the joint study session of September 24th, 2013, the work session of September 24th, 2013, the joint study session of October 1st, 2013, and the study session of October 15th, 2013. Councilmember Gochner.
I have reviewed those and found them to be accurate, and will go ahead and make a motion to approve all minutes.
I'll second.
We have a motion to approve the minutes by Councilmember Gochner and a second from Councilmember Heyer. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Next up are two items under common consent.
Chair Blair, I'll make a motion that we adopt these two items for the mid-year fee increases, 2013-46 and 2013-47, and to set the public hearing for December 3rd, 2013.
I'll second.
We have a motion to adopt the two items listed under common consent by Vice Chair Garner and a second from Councilmember Heyer. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes. Next up is new business. First is the Ogden Transit Project. Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and council members. To provide a brief overview of this project, you're aware through many meetings and actually several years of effort. This is the culmination of that effort, at least to this point, which is to proceed with a Ogden Weber State University Transit Project study. So the interlocal agreement defines the terms of the agreement between a number of agencies, including the city, the Wasatch Front Regional Council, the Utah Transit Authority, Weber State University, McCady Hospital, Weber County Council of Governments, and the Utah Department of Transportation. So all of those entities will be signing the interlocal agreement and participating. The interlocal agreement defines the project scope. It includes a total cost of not to exceed $845,410, and then breaks that down to the various entities and their participation. The city's participation was approved by WACOG and Weber County, which is $252,705. Ogden City is also offering in-kind services as well for the project. So what's before you is a joint resolution to adopt and approve the interlocal agreement. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I just had one question. Up to this point, we had 2 or 3 council members sitting on that committee, and I noticed that now it's just going to be 1. Just wondered what the thinking was on that.
In terms of the steering committee, we did not have a lot of discussion about the number. I think that certainly is negotiable, but we want representation from the council. I think you need to have that dialogue. And certainly if there's more than one of you, I don't think that would be a problem.
Well, it's something that we've been so engaged with for so long, and
Yes.
are trying to kind of take a leading position. So it seems pretty important that we have more than one there.
Thank you.
With that, I move that we adopt the joint resolution 2013-19.
I'll second.
We have a motion to adopt joint resolution 2013-19 from Councilmember Van Hoosier and a second from Vice Chair Garner. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Next up is consideration of cancellation of the regular meeting of November 26, 2013.
Chair Blair, I would move that we cancel the meeting, the regular meeting for November 26th, 2013.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to cancel the regular meeting of November 26, 2013 by Councilmember Heyer and a second from Councilmember Van Hoosier. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Next up is public comments. This is an opportunity to address the council regarding your concerns or ideas. Please state your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Being none, comments from the administration
Nothing tonight, thank you.
and comments from other council members.
If there's no comments, I'll go ahead and make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn from Councilmember Gochner and a second from Vice Chair Garner. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Just as a reminder, a city council work session will be held in the council workroom immediately following this meeting. The purpose of the work session is to discuss retail tobacco specialty business as they relate to the changes with the state code.